So, Union Tapes episode 49. I feel like I have to explain this this one a little bit because it's a little bit extra nerdy even than what they usually are. So, check out the jacket first. What a piece of clothing, eh? From probably 1983 or 4. So this fine garment came in a box that I was sent from a guy called Simon Kefford. Simon Kefford is the son of Colin Kefford, who was the guy that founded the UK BFA. The UK BFA was the first real national sanctioning body for BMX contests, which came from UK BMX freestyle, which was around for a little bit before it. Anyway, Simon Kefford sent me this big old box of UK BMX history, and there's tons of stuff in there that's like so interesting to me. And when he actually mailed me, I thought I was going to get in trouble for saying something bad about Colin Kefford on the podcast, which fortunately I hadn't. And he was reaching out just to see if I wanted the history of the UK BFA, which he kindly sent to me. So then after he sent it to me, and I was going through it and finding all this information about just fascinating stuff from back in the 80s, I asked him if he wanted to come on the podcast to speak about his dad, who is no longer with us, unfortunately, speak about the UK BFA, and also speak about his own journey through BMX, because Simon was also an 80s pro BMX rider. So he reluctantly agreed, after me pestering him a good few times to come on. He didn't want to come on. And we got as much info as we could gather on the UK BFA and his own journey. So hopefully you're as big a nerd as I am and you'll enjoy this. So get involved.
No,
I used to go there all the time, and and I don't know how, but I think maybe someone said, "Oh, that's Simon Kefford," and maybe you went with someone that I knew or something. But I remember speaking to you,
Yeah, I was with another Isle of Wight rider called James Sumner.
Yeah. I can't think of how I would have ended. Maybe I've recognised you or something. But
Johan used to go there.
Okay, yeah, I know Johan. Yeah.
And was it Dean who used to do the 2 and 8 t-shirts?
Chico,
yeah.
Chico's, yeah, he's one of my old friends, so maybe through him, yeah.
And Biff used to go down there as well.
Biff, okay, yeah, and I know Biff as well. So yeah, there's definitely some people there that we cross over with. But I remember you told me the story of going to see the Cro-Mags, which I was really blown away by. Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know how that came up. Maybe I had a T-shirt or a sticker or something. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Clarendon Hotel.
That's it. The Clarendon. I think it was called the Clarendon Ballroom at the time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah. So that was the only one tour that they did that would have been worth seeing in Europe. Anyway, really, the 4 original guys. Really.
Can't remember a bloody thing of it.
I was jealous. Yeah. I think hold on. I think I've got my earphones on. They're not plugged in. There we go. Right, we're good. But yeah, first of all, let me say thanks for doing this. I know that this is not what you intended to do when you contacted me, but I thought it was quite good. Go on, sorry.
I got a little bit of imposter syndrome, really, because
no, man, no. It's just cool. This is all good. You rode BMX, and maybe you still do, and you played a part, and your dad played a big part, and this is all good. Don't worry about that. We're all imposters in this one.
We've got some legends on your. You've had some legends on.
Yeah. But I mean, they're cool. Like they're just normal dudes, aren't they? It's just it's all good, man. It's not. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's good. I'm really grateful that you came on to sort of give other side of the story, because we've talked about it. I don't know. Have you listened to any of the others where we talked about the BFA and stuff? Because he pops up in quite a few. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, Nick Phillips, David Slade, and they were two, and I particularly wanted to listen to hear what they had to say.
Jess mentions it a lot as well. Jess has a lot of good info on it, actually.
And Jess, yeah.
But yeah, so we only ever get to hear the other side of the story. So it's good that you're going to give us a bit of insight into the side that no one knows. That's
sort of why I particularly wanted to do it. For my dad, who's obviously he's not with us now, because I think he deserved a bit more recognition. Because when Andy Ruffle and someone were doing that BMX Hall of Fame, and I thought, didn't even get a mention on that lot, really. So,
you know what? Funnily enough, he did get. He was in the backgrounds of last year's.
Who? Sorry.
Colin Kefford was in was mentioned as maybe being one of the nominees last year. Yeah.
Oh right, I missed that.
Yeah. No, he wasn't an official nominee, but when I'm on one of the email groups of that thing, and when it was going around, and Colin Kefford come up as one of the names, and funnily enough, I was like, Colin Kefford, he shouldn't be in there, but like. But I didn't know. I only knew what I knew. I didn't have any insight other than what I knew already. So yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty sure things may change because things have come to light that's brought a different perspective. And it's like when you think about. Oh, okay, sorry. Is it okay now? Yeah. You're good. Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
No, it's not your fault.
So yeah, where was I? So I guess things will change as it's not nothing to do with me. I don't think Andy Ruffle's even anything to do with it now. But I'm just on the list of people that they send out suggestions to and stuff.
Right.
So I would guess that as more people get added to that Hall of Fame, I dare say that he will end up there. I think. But yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I've got you fine. Yeah.
Cool, all right, no worries.
Try not to talk over you.
No problem, no worries. I just where we just cut off. I just wondered if it was if it had cut off again. But yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to talk about all this stuff in a bit. But if you want to start, I'm good to go. If you are.
Yeah, you sent me some questions, so
yeah, I've got them here.
Run through,
so I can run through them.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Just the same as the normal ones that you've seen. Like, I always ask people the same sort of 8 questions to start with, and that's like, first of all, where you're born and raised.
That's a long story. I was born in in Suffolk, a tiny little village in Suffolk. But my mum and dad were moved around all the time. My dad moved around for his work, so I lived in Coventry, Hertfordshire, Kent, Surrey. That was while I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I would say mostly where I call my sort of stomping ground as a teenager was in and around the Woking Byfleet area.
Okay.
In Surrey. But before that, I was in Edenbridge. So half my teenage life was Edenbridge, and then the other half was in Surrey.
Okay, they're quite close together, them two places.
Yeah, not too far away. It's about 45 minutes from each other, really. Along the M25.
I thought they were closer than that, but yeah, no worries. And so, how did you what was you was into, like jumping normal bikes when you was a kid, or just normal bikes you got into first, or were you into skateboarding?
No, not skateboarding. I went to see Evel Knievel at Wembley Stadium.
No way.
When I was eight years old.
Excellent.
And that was it. That was my life. I changed forever. I wanted to be a stuntman. Out in the front of the house with anybody's bike I could get my hands on, planks of wood, bricks, barrels.
Yeah.
you know, dead sailor in it over all the kids in the neighbourhood.
Well, that's what, just like Evil Knievel, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I met someone else actually. So there's two people I've met now who went to that show, and it's you and there's a local guy, old guy who goes in one of the coffee shops, and he always tells me he went as well. And I think he said Eddie Kidd was the warm-up act. Was that right?
No, I don't remember that. No.
Okay, he seems to remember that. Yeah.
There was a lot of different warm-up acts, little circus guys and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I remember there was the old boy that used to belly flop off a 45-foot high platform into a paddling pool. He was one of the warm-up acts.
No way. This guy's adamant that Eddie Kidd was a warm-up. Maybe he saw him something else and melded the two things together.
Yeah, and our memories are terrible, aren't
they? They do get a bit hazy, don't they?
Yeah.
So how did you what was the first BMX you saw? Like when you first saw a BMX, do you remember what one it was?
Yeah, that was I was in the first year at secondary school. I don't know what that's called nowadays, year 7 or something. And the Mongoose Roadshow came to school. So Andy Ruffle and the Jarvises, probably Llewellyns were with them as well. And they set up a small BMX track in the field, just with some little wooden jumps. And then I fixed in my memory Andy Ruffle bunny hopping over one of the barriers. It was only a couple of feet high.
Yeah.
But I'd never seen anybody bunny hop a BMX bike or a push bike. And they all rode these bikes that were strong and could take it and were real and
yeah.
So excited. Yeah, so that was it. I had to have one. And a real BMX bike was out of the question from the parents cost-wise. So it was, the first bike was a rally burner, a super burner, black and gold one. Yeah, I remember, I think it lasted about 4 or 5 days, and I bent the wheels on it and I pretty much wrecked it. And my dad took it back to Halford's and complained, and they said, well, it's a stunt bike and you've been doing stunts on it. There's no warranty. And my dad said, not fit for purpose. Anyway, we did get our money back, or he got his money back. And then saved up my paper round money, and we went to the hallowed halls of Surrey Skateboards, which was now Surrey BMX in Woking. Yeah, and my first proper bike then was a GT Pro 4.
Okay.
So
what year was the Mongoose demo? Can you remember?
I'd have to have a guess about early 80s, 81, 82, maybe.
Okay, very early.
Even earlier than that, maybe late 70s. No, 70s. No, hang on, I would have been 13 years old. Yeah.
81, maybe?
81, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1968.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, so when you say about like bunny hopping a couple of feet was literally mind blowing at that point.
Yeah.
So for instance, I saw someone when I didn't have a BMX at this point, but they hopped up a curb, and my world was just like, how? It was just like you say, it just changed my life. I was like, wow, they do. I was like, how can you do that? I was just mind blown. Yeah. So to bunny up a couple of feet, which was around the same time, would have been just earth shattering. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, you had the burner that fell to bits. You got the GT, so that was a race bike, in Surrey skates.
Yeah, they laughed at me because I wanted Skyways on it, and they said, "Well, why are you putting Skyways on a race bike?" I said,
no way.
I want the GT. I learned how to draw all the logos, and I'd written them all over my exercise books at school. So it had to be a GT because I think I've probably seen some early issues of BMX Plus or BMX Action, and seen Greg Hill riding one, I expect.
Oh, amazing.
And,
So you'd seen a couple of magazines at this point as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's why I wanted a GT. I can't imagine why else. Yeah.
Back then,
It's hard to remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been the prominent guy, wouldn't he? He had an action bike cover, I think, on GT as well. So, yeah, for sure. Can you remember picking up any of the early English mags? Can you remember any of the early English mags?
Yeah. Had them all, really. So,
oh, really?
Yes, yeah. There were BMX Weekly was a newspaper when it first came out.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a broadsheet newspaper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like a little copy of your local Informer newspaper. So I had a few of them, and then I bought every single magazine that came out, every one of them, all the time.
Okay.
Kept them all. My dad meticulously archived and kept every single magazine, but over the years now I've flogged them off or got rid of them. So I did have every copy of every magazine that existed, I think.
Well, man, you're making me. I'm still missing a couple from my collection, and there's some that are so rare, like so difficult to get. Some of the lesser ones.
Right. I gave a bundle to the guy at Prevail Skatepark down in Poole.
Oh, no way, Matt.
Yeah. I gave him a couple of stacks of action, the American ones, action and freestyling.
Oh, okay, yeah, freestyling's that's the mag, really. Even still, that is the.
I definitely had issue 1 of BMX Action.
Oh, really?
I gave that away because I was looking them up on eBay, and some of them were going for 40 quid a pop, and I can't be bothered with it really. And who's going to buy them?
Yeah, it's rare that they sell for that, to be honest. Usually makes up 10 or 20 quid. But issue 1 of Action must have been 70s, right? Late 70s.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's all.
I would hazard a guess anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, no, they've all gone now.
Oh, rubbish. Yeah, I would have had some of them. So did you get into racing at all? Are you not interested in racing whatsoever?
No, we started racing because there wasn't anything else.
Okay.
So we used to go to, so it was Trevor Cowell, and there was quite a good little scene in Edenbridge. Of BMXers that we used to go down the car park every evening and steal wood from building sites and that sort of stuff. And we used to go racing to Shoreham on Sea.
All right.
That was our nearest BMX track, I think. Or sometimes we went to Hillingdon, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I know Hillingdon. Yeah, Hillingdon Hawks.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. One of the Kellogg's rounds was done there, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad track, and they had a couple of ramps there, a bit of tarmac.
Oh, nice.
And Buttmore Park and a few other places like that. There was BMX tracks in the south, I think. Wimborne, there was one.
Yeah, I know that down Dorset way, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. How did you meet Trevor Cowell?
Oh, we grew up at school together.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
so he was your buddy, and then your BMX buddy, right?
Yeah, we were thick as thieves. Yeah, at school, and we both got into BMX together, and just rode solidly all the time.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I always remember you two because you had later on you had the trick team, didn't you? Freestyle Unlimited, was it? I was reading all that stuff. Yeah, amazing. And then, like, how did you like when you go into the racetracks? Sometimes there's, like you say, there's a quarter or a trick ramp or something there. Is that how you slowly got into freestyle, or was you just going to the racetracks and jumping about anyway?
Yeah, I was rubbish at racing.
Okay.
Yeah, useless. I would just go hit the first berm, and I'd be backing off, letting them all go round, and and then trying to clear the tabletop, really, and then trying to get some style.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Yeah, it was that evil Knievel inside me. I wanted to jump. I wanted to fly, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. and all that pedaling was a bit too much hard work. So.
Yeah. Same. I was never got into it either. Yeah.
Or probably not fit enough. Maybe the truth,
both probably.
Yeah.
And so then, like you get like a BMX crew. 'Cause I was reading in some of them bits, some of them like A4s about like, were you setting up ramps in like the market square or something? Was it?
Oh yeah. We had to apologise, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I read that.
Yeah. Well, we were just riding wherever we could ride.
Okay.
And so virtually every evening we'd either be down the local shopping centre or in the car park behind the shopping centre, and we'd go and nick some sheets of 8x4 from the nearest building site, and make banks to walls or jumps or whatever. But we were constantly getting in trouble for it.
Yeah.
So my dad was the headmaster of the middle school in Edenbridge in the town.
Yeah.
So every time I got in trouble, he would be one of the first to know about it. And obviously, could be causing me a public embarrassment.
Yeah.
Don't want me being brought home by the old Bill. So he said, why don't you petition the council to get us some land to build a BMX track?
All right.
So Trevor and I did a petition around the village, gathered up signatures. That's sort of why we did that apology to the council when we got in trouble for riding in the shopping centre, because that helped our cause. So because we apologised to council, it's like, right, now give us somewhere proper to ride.
Okay.
And they agreed, and they gave us a piece of land. And we started, Trevor's dad came in with a digger, and we started clearing the land. It was just a bit of scrub land, brambles and shit everywhere. We cleared the land, and we were going to do a U inside a U BMX track. And then this block of flats nearby, people got wind of it, and decided amongst them that it was going to be a motocross track. And enough complaints went into the council, and the whole project was gone.
Oh, no way.
Dead before it started because of people complaining.
So what did it actually turn into a motocross track, or they just thought it was going to be a motocross track?
No, they just thought it was, because I think everybody would bicycle motocross, and
okay. Yeah.
Sounds noisy and dangerous. We don't want any of that around here.
Oh wow. Rubbish. So yeah. Had you already sort of been doing the Freestyle Unlimited thing at this point, or was it just like an idea?
No, it was just what were we? Probably 14. So just naive young boys, just desperate for somewhere to ride, really. And my dad trying to help out.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe in 15. No, about 14, 15. The Freestyle Unlimited came after we'd both been riding for a while, and after the sort of competitions first started, and then when everybody was into BMX, there was also big interest with ET coming out and so on. BMX was a big deal, so that's when we sort of would volunteer to do the school fete, and then we volunteered to do the local village fete, and we do all those for free. But then after a while, we started getting people coming to us.
Okay.
And asking if we'd do a show at an it was all agricultural shows and village fetes and that sort of stuff.
Okay, yeah. I remember there was village fete shows that we went to as well. Yeah, saw demos, but
some of them we got paid for, and some of them we didn't. But
did you have a quarter pipe?
Yeah.
Okay.
We built a wooden quarter pipe using the plans out of Bob Harrow's Freestyle Moves book.
Oh, no way.
So it was 6 foot high to vert, with a foot platform.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Had you ridden a quarter pipe or anything before you built one, or was this the first?
No.
Okay.
No. So no, that was the first time. We're reading Bob Harrow's book and go, "This is how you do an air," and we give it a go. So ride up the ramp, do a bunny hop, try and kick out, and see what happens if you come back down again.
Same thing here. Yeah. How did you transport that stuff about?
I think at first I'm trying to remember actually. First we just borrowed somebody's flatbed truck. So until the point that Vincent ramps became a thing, it was borrowing lorries from people.
Okay.
That quarter pipe at the Edenbridge competition, my dad built that in the woodwork classroom at the middle school. On his own, he just appeared with it.
No way.
Wicked, right? Just built a quarter pipe.
Well, that's pretty good that he kept that under wraps from you guys as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So we're actually round the back of the school. We could ride there in the weekends and the holidays. We had 2 quarter pipes next to each other around the back of the school, and all the school playground. So I was a bit spoilt from that point of view.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, yeah. And what was how many what was the scene of you guys? How many people were riding back then? This is deep in the BMX boom, right?
Yeah, in Edenbridge, there'd be a crew of 20, 25 of us most evenings.
Oh, wow, yeah, amazing.
And then at the weekends, we'd go riding. You'd ride 10 miles just to go to some woods somewhere where somebody dug a jump, and then ride it all day, and then ride 10 miles home again.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
10 miles bars for lunch.
And had you visited any skate parks or anything at this point?
No, I don't think we knew much else existed beyond our town, really.
Okay.
We can't remember the first time we went to Rom. But,
don't even remember, no?
No.
You went there before the King of the Skate Parks. You'd been to Rom, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So early 80s, we found out about Rom, started going there. So we get a train straight into Wimbledon, and then it was 36 stops from Wimbledon to Upminster on the Central Line, I think, or District line. Yeah, right across London on the District.
Yeah,
but
amazing.
Loved Rom.
How was the Rom scene when you first went there? Busy with bikes?
Yeah, pretty busy. Yeah, Marco Lara was the name.
Yeah, that's it.
Ralph
Tribe.
Yeah, Big Air. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Steve Baldry, Crazy Legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more Big Air. Yeah, I just got pictures.
That's all the Surrey guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and the Ashton.
Damon. Yeah, that's it.
The Ashton crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that was good. And Rob Bell up there.
Yeah.
Chris Young used to go down there a bit.
What was the Chris Young OG? Something you've had a little term.
To me, Chris Young was the original balls out nutter.
Oh, okay.
Really, he'd just pedal at something and hope for the best, wouldn't he?
All right. Chris Young is so elusive to me. Like I look at old pictures. He looks so good, but he just disappeared, and you can't. I know that he's still about, but no one seems to be able to contact him. He's like one of them people that just kind of no one knows what's happened. So yeah. But I've really enjoyed a lot of the old. He had the Pro-Tech helmet and doing the X-ups and stuff. I thought it was amazing. Yeah, jumping in the cars and all that.
He did a 5-car jump, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, with that big. Yeah, mate, I wonder what you meant by that. Yeah, because I know he was an early guy at Rom. Yeah, you think? Well, Marco was crazy though at Rom as well, wasn't he? And Eric. You remember Eric Steele? Yeah.
Yes.
Those guys were nuts.
Yeah. And Marco was the first 540 airs, wasn't it, in the performance bowl?
That's it. Yeah. I was at that King of the Skate Parks where he did that. I didn't even know that air could exist. So from there, where is there a contest scene developing, or when does the contest scene kind of come out? That is there local contests at this point, or do you have to wait? Was it for UK BMXF or something? I was looking at in those bits of paper.
So you got to remember, I was a 14, 15-year-old boy.
Yeah,
I was only interested in getting out of the house and getting on my bike. So my
Yeah.
dad was as annoying to me as he was to everybody else. Even though he was doing amazing things with BMX, I wasn't paying much attention until he told me where we were going next.
Oh, no way.
You know, selfish little fucker. And
that's a teenager, you know.
Yeah. So I don't really remember the competition affiliations in the UK BMXF, because they were the American guys, weren't they? The UK BMX, no, the BMX Federation.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Bob Morales had the AFA.
That's it. Yeah.
But as far as I remember it, my dad first had some ideas, because when he saw how big it was, and how it was growing, and how much there was 25 young boys, a lot of them from his school, riding on the streets every night. He saw that there was a need for a facility or some kind of focal point.
Yeah.
That's what adults do, I suppose. So I think we started maybe doing a BMX club or something at the school at the weekends.
Okay.
And then I think he decided he was just retiring from education, because he was sick to death of what Margaret Thatcher was doing to the education system, because she'd just become Prime Minister, I think, and
all right.
she was Secretary of State for Education before that.
Okay.
And he went, I'm getting out. Teachers can't teach properly anymore. They got too restricted, got their hands tied behind the back. He didn't like it.
All right.
So it was quite a radical in the schools.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that, yeah.
So he took early retirement, and jumped straight into BMX, really.
No way.
Maybe to save me from prison.
Oh, yeah? What was it that he didn't like about, like, what was Thatcher actually doing? I don't know anything about that. What was it just
well, I only know
regulated?
Yeah, regulations, really.
Okay.
It was the beginning of all this sort of wokeness and diversity coming in, and teachers not being free to teach as in their own style. So the curriculum got tighter and tighter and tighter. This is what you'll deliver, and this is how you'll deliver it. And I mean, now it's all death by PowerPoint at school, as far as I can tell from my kids.
Yeah, so it's like taking the personality out of it.
Yes, yeah, taking those fun, dynamic, crazy teachers that you probably had, and I had.
The individualism of it, like whilst saying we're diverse, pulling it out, like
banned smoking in the staff room. That was it. That was after the staff gone.
No way. And I found like this like correspondence, and it was from, I think it was from the Jarvises, and it was like to your dad from the Jarvises, and it was kind of going back and forward about, like, because I guess the Jarvises were doing the race thing already, and they were sort of chatting back and forward about how they would do a freestyle thing, which I think, I can't remember, because there's so much info in that box that I've been going through it and just being like, and then forgetting some, and then going through and finding something else that takes my attention. And it seemed like the UK BMXF came from that correspondence with the Jarvises.
Yes. Well, that could have been it, yeah. But
or was the initial spark, so to speak? Because he put everything like so precisely, because he was an adult and he knew what he was doing, and he was a teacher, like that you can sort of almost read like how things happened. And he got the figures and the numbers and the amount of like people that were doing it, and like the rough amounts of spectators that you'd get, or like what venues and the regions, and it was all a breakdown in these few pages that's in that box. And I found that really interesting as well. Yeah. So I didn't even know about the UK BMXF.
Well, I think that probably was before UK BFA.
That's right, yeah.
Because my dad didn't know what to do. He didn't know who to talk to about it. So I think he spoke to maybe a few shop owners.
Okay.
But I think he went then looked for BMX and then found the Jarvises and UK BMX.
Okay. Yeah.
Association.
Makes sense.
Because he wanted to do things safely, let's say, in an official capacity. So he wouldn't have just sort of thrown some pallets together and put on a jam because.
Yeah, of course.
So he didn't know what to do. Nobody really knew what to do. So it was a case of, can we invent something, a competition? What do these kids want to do? They want to just do jumps and tricks and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So my dad would be looking at Bob Harrow's Freestyle Moves book himself, and a couple of the early books. He'd be talking to the Jarvises and he'd talk to the kids. And I think, again, I didn't talk to him that much in detail about it, but I would think he probably came up with the idea that we can put on a competition, but because it was in a public space with 30 young kids all going to be hurting themselves, then we've got to get some insurance and we've got to be able to do this legally. So I think he went to UK BMX to start with, because that's the way you can get an affiliation insurance for an event.
Okay, yeah, I get
you. Public liability insurance and that sort of stuff. So I think that's why he went that route. And then he found out how to create your own sporting association. And then that had to be affiliated with the Sports Council. Okay. So UK BFA had to be recognised by, I think, maybe UK BMXF first. And then the Sports Council would recognise them, and then you could get you get your own insurance basically, and that's licenses. So the only reason people had to have a UK BMX license was to give them third-party public liability insurance.
Okay, yeah.
That was the reason you had to have a license.
Wow. And did the UK BMXF, they put on an event or any events before the BFA?
Maybe. I have vague memories of a small event at Buckmore Park.
Okay.
But no, I can't really remember anything organised or official, freestyle-wise, before Edenbridge Comp.
Oh, right. No way, yeah.
So yeah, there might have been something at Buckmore Park, and maybe something at what's the place in East London where Andy Ruffle used to ride? Eastway.
Eastway, yeah.
Yeah. There might have been something going on there.
Okay. Pickett's Lock. Was that anything to do with... Oh, Pickett's Lock would have been the race side, right?
Yeah, but Pickett's Lock... Yeah, no, that was just racing, wasn't it? That was wooden ramps.
No, they had a freestyle thing there as well. Maybe on the second one, but possibly there was two.
Because Bob Harrow's demo was the first one, wasn't it?
What, in Pickett's Lock? No, that was the NEC.
Oh, right, yeah.
Pickett's Lock was... I think there was only one, but they had a quarter pipe and they did the bunny hop contest. It was in the mags and stuff. I'm thinking that might have been one of the first freestyle events here. So I wonder if that was like maybe one that he did.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, a lot of that's vague as well.
Yeah, of course. It was a long time ago. Yeah. So when, and also like at this point, does your coverage of BMX come in? Because you're starting to get well known yourself as a BMX rider now, right? You're in the mags and stuff.
Yeah, that was again once the competition scene started, really.
Okay, so it's a little bit before.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to piece this timeline together, because when I got it was ROM 84, wasn't it, that I got a few pictures
that's it.
In Biker Monthly. So the Edenbridge comp was really the sort of the kick-off event, as far as I can remember, that sort of started off the competition scene. And because Trevor and I had unfair advantage because we were probably the only two riders that went to every single competition. Because we just tag along with my dad. He had a minibus.
So the points, you got the points consistent,
yes. Yeah, not everybody could get to every comp. So I cheated by being there.
But have you, so you done it, you rode Edenbridge National?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did terrible there.
Okay, so first of all, you did King of the Skateparks.
I can't remember if that was before. Was that?
So
is Edenbridge after that then?
Edenbridge was because I've got the video of Edenbridge. If you want to see anything of that, I can send it to you. Edenbridge was I think January '85. If memory serves right, because when I was first watching it, I was like, I couldn't figure out the year. I was like, what's going on here? Like it was a real sort of. Some people would look like they're doing really old stuff, and some people look like they're doing stuff in '85. And I always thought it was '84, and it was like, and then I looked, and there was some info about it, and it says 85. I think it was January. King of the Skateparks was, I think, September '84.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Roma was '84.
Yeah, and you went to King of the Skateparks. Did you go? You must have gone with your dad, right?
Yeah, my dad was asked to organise. I think there's a letter actually in all that stuff.
Yeah, I've read it. Yeah,
because they
was asking for input from him.
Didn't the Higginsons organise?
That's right. That's correct. Yeah,
and then they sent a letter to my dad saying thank you for your pens and clipboards and organisation.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was that experience, King of the Skateparks, for you guys? Because you and Trevor were both there, weren't you? I went to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love the venue and I love the event and some of the best guys there.
Yeah, that was exciting, wasn't it? That day.
Yeah, I particularly remember Dave Curry from that event more than anything.
Same.
Yeah, because
ragged.
He just had a unique style that none of us could emulate.
Yeah, totally.
He was a fine, good-looking man as well, wasn't he?
He was edgy, wasn't he? Like, everything was like, was he going to make it? Yeah.
He'd been to the States and he had some California vibe about him.
He was constantly golden. Yeah, constantly like that golden sort of. Yeah. What a character. And so you did you go to the same year as that happened? I guess. Your dad must have had input into the whole shot then of that year. Yeah. That was like 2 months after or whatever, 3 months after.
Yeah, okay. I've got some photos from whole shot, but I don't know which one it is. I think it was the first whole shot.
So the first one was when there was no Americans.
Yeah.
After the first one, like Wilkerson came, Dennis McCoy came, like there became a bit of an attraction. The first one was the British Championships, it was called.
Yeah, I think I went to the first one and the second one. Probably missed the last one.
Okay.
I rode. I went to '84.
You rode at the first one. There's a picture of you in one of the mags with the lizard on your helmet. Yeah.
I won the Flatland.
Oh really? Oh no way! Well done.
Yeah. Again, imposter syndrome. I think. The only reason I did any good was because it worked to the music. I choreographed it. I didn't do any hoppy tricks. It was all sort of rolling balancing tricks.
Okay.
To Albatross by Fleetwood Mac. So
all right. Oh, nice. Nice choice.
It was full on cheese. I won it. I don't think I should have won it, but I won it.
Because I remember now you had a picture like sitting on the bars rolling backwards in action bike, I think it was. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Oh, were you sponsored at this point?
I think I had Rickman's sponsorship then.
Okay. How did that come? Did you not have a sponsor before that?
No.
Okay.
No, never had a sponsor.
The white GT and stuff. You just bought that from Surrey.
Yeah, I bought that. So no, I think my first sponsor was Rickman, because Rickman made some ramps as well, because they were fiberglass ramps.
That's right.
And I can't remember how that happened really. I heard they were making bikes frames, and I think my dad probably approached them on my behalf, and we went down there and had a chat, and I rode their ramps in the yard, and I left with a frame and fork set and some. That was a sponsor basically, wasn't it?
Jersey, yeah.
And a jersey or two.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was all right.
Where was that, Rickman?
In New Milton, down in Dorset.
Okay. They're a motorbike company, right?
Yeah, they used to make motocross frames, and then they made some bad kit cars. So about fiberglass fabrication.
All right.
So there was a thing called a Rickman Ranger, which looked like, based on a Ford Cortina, I think.
All right.
Looked like a Lada pickup truck. But they make MRD frames as well, I think.
They might, I could definitely find that out. I'll speak to Tim quite regularly. Yeah. I always thought Curtis made them, but you might be right. It might have been Rickman. Yeah.
Both same style though. Both Reynolds tubing and hand brazed, weren't they?
Yeah, with them like thick brazed, nice looking.
Curtis was the best bike I ever had. Actually, I love that car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But indestructible, right?
Yeah.
Did you break the Rickman?
I think so. I think I broke every bike I ever had, but never the Curtis.
Oh, wow. You broke the Performer as well?
Yeah.
Whereabouts? Top tube?
Cracked seat tube or top tube.
Okay.
Most of them would break around those sort of places, wouldn't they?
Yeah, the top tube was the one that most people used to do.
Yeah. Right, God.
So hold on one second. Then you end up on that TV show. This was early '85, I think, as well, right? So you end up on that TV show. It's called Free Time. I thought it was Magpie, but you said it's called Free Time.
Yeah, it came after Magpie, but the same guy, Mick Robinson.
Okay, right.
Big curly hair.
Yeah, that's it. He was on. Yeah. He was on TV a lot back then, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How did all that happen? Like your dad's in the background now, like he's making things happen, getting BMX on TV, right? It seems.
Yeah. So he would. I think once the UK BFA was established, he started pushing it.
Yeah.
And he knew how to do marketing. He was also a journalist. I don't really know how it came about, but next thing you know, he took us. So I think also having the school and being a headmaster. So I know we took a minibus full of kids from Edenbridge from the middle school, and we went up to do this free time filming.
Yeah.
But it was, I'm going to probably guess actually now that it was probably a Peter Hawkins deal rather than anything to do with us.
Yes.
And they wanted us for some background.
All right.
Because it was mostly about Craig and Neil.
That's right. Piece, yeah. You two only had like the smallest clip at the end, from what I could see, and that was it. Yeah.
You see us sort of falling around in the background trying to do a track stand or something. Yeah.
And they do bring up the kids from Edenbridge School as well, like.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And that was that after the Edenbridge National?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Okay. And how was that that day? That's like quite mysterious. Like, it seems so iconic. Like that footage.
Yes. What for the South Bank one?
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, I know. I remember all of those days out and those sort of events just being amazing. You know, you naive little starry-eyed boys, and you're in front of TV cameras, and you're in London, South Bank. I might have been one of the first few times. I can't remember. We used to go to South Bank Wednesday nights quite regularly. So I don't know whether we were already regulars up the South Bank before then or not, really.
All right.
So,
that's early, yeah.
I mean, you can see on that video, it's empty.
Yeah, it's completely empty. And you can see how wintry it is as well. Like, it looks like desolate. Was that early in the morning that filmed?
Probably most TV is, isn't it, really?
Okay.
They're evil.
And what, so did you meet like a bunch of new people at the Edenbridge National that you'd not met before? Like, because there was a lot of people came from like Tyne and Wear and stuff like that for that contest.
Yeah, that was the first gathering of the clans, really. I mean, Mason Smith, obviously, I think he won. He won. Bridge. And Billy Stupper was there. So the Skyway guys were there, weren't they? Craig, Billy. Who else would have been there? I think maybe the Northern boys. Dave Young might have come there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dave Young's there. Dave Slade was there.
Right.
There was a lot of people. All the faces from like the mags pretty much were at that event. And the people that I knew that went to that event, they always speak of that event, because before I even knew it was the Edenbridge National has been bounced into my ears since I was like 18 or 20. Like Mike Cannon would talk about it, Dave Beveridge, like various people that had all been to that event where Edenbridge always bounced around here. So it was one of the pinnacle events that happened. And I guess that's why everyone sort of met everyone else from different parts of the UK, which was really interesting, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'd guess that, and I think Mason won, and maybe Dave Slade came second, possibly. I watched that video recent, so.
I think my biggest memory from that is Billy Stupple's airs, really, and sometimes missing the quarter pipe.
Oh, okay.
But they were so gangly and loose, weren't they?
Yeah, like Dave Curry, kind of like goofy-footed, like going for it, like putting it out there. I don't think I've got any footage of him on the video. It must be missing a bit. Yeah, interesting. And you're riding for Rickman, and then your dad obviously is pushing this stuff out. How old is your dad at this point? Can you remember?
How old was he? Hang on, let's trace it back.
Would have been 50 something. I would have guessed, but
no, 40s.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say mid late 40s.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. So
closer to 50. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And how much like other stuff did he get involved with from like TV stuff, and like he must have met like the other dudes who ended up helping at the BFA as well, right? Like there was a few other sort of guys, regional guys, and like other sort of heads that came. Yeah,
I mean, I remember him going off. He'd gone off for meetings with just the adults. Names that ring. I mean, Willie Smith was a name that rings bell from Newcastle. Big sideburns.
That's it. He pops up in them letters a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. He was a sound dude. I think we went up and stayed with them when they had competition in Newcastle. So I think he used to bring a lot of the Dave Young and a lot of that crew down with him.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I can remember sort of probably being stood behind the telephone because my dad had been on the phone to Bob Morales in America, and I'd be thinking,
no way.
I need to talk to him. Who is he? He's a dude, isn't he?
So he was in correspondence with those people then, the AFA, but sporadically, I guess, right?
Yeah. He'd be sporting names would pop into the conversation, and maybe on the phone every now and then from other different sports, because my dad was quite big into athletics.
Okay.
And, competed when he was younger, so I think he still had friends. I mean, even a name at the time, Sebastian Coe and Steve Ovett. I think even touching base with them, because my dad was a runner, would have found just trying to open doors really and get heard.
Yeah.
because I don't I don't even know how or why or where the BMX Beat came from. So my dad must have been talking to somebody. He was talking to somebody in TV production,
Yeah.
saying we need a BMX television show or something.
Okay.
I don't know how it worked out. All I know is next thing you know, Border Television, so there was the regional TV stations at the time,
Yeah.
were up for doing it. Now, because it was up at Border and Carlisle, which is Pepe's stomping ground, and so maybe Willie Smith and a few others up there, made the connections for the TV
Yeah.
company.
Okay. So like if you go back, like at that point, like mention, like if you're Sebastian Coe was like one of the biggest names in British sport in that era, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like just just in case people don't know who that guy is.
It was him and Steve Ovett. Was
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Over 1,500 meters.
And what did your dad do? He was a runner in what?
National level sort of athletics, but
okay,
back in the 50s and 60s, I think, and maybe the 60s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
So no, he was.
So he was connected. Yeah, he was like, and then he was. You said he was a journalist as well earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that
he's
for?
Written a lot. He's written a lot of books and quite a.
Oh, really?
He wrote the national curriculum for environmental studies in 1968 that was introduced part of the national curriculum. But that's why it's
schools and stuff. All right, yeah.
Because they dumped. Maybe they dumped it, and that's why he pissed them off. But he was. He used to lecture in child psychology and at Nottingham University. So
okay.
Yeah, he was quite well known.
Yeah. No way. This is all stuff that I had no idea about. Yeah. So, do you know any more of the info, the background of BMX Beat? Like, it just suddenly went and it was on TV, right? Because I remember that it was in the mags first, and I remember seeing it being like, "Whoa, cool! It's going to be on TV," and it was like a big deal. I think it was before the Kellogg's, the first BMX Beat, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So that was like the big deal. But it was like they had really weird, to me anyway, they had like a strange pick of riders, which I guess were just regional riders, and you had to know, people had to be connected to be able to go to BMX Beat, right? I can't figure out how they pick the riders.
I think there was 2 riders, maybe 4 riders, representing all the regional TV studio areas. So
okay.
I know I was Thames TV. I think Thames Television region. So there would have been Border Television and Anglia TV and Southern.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And whatever other ones there were, I can't remember.
There was quite a few. I remember them.
I have no idea how they were chosen or picked, or whether they had to rank in a few nationals before they were invited. I'm not sure.
Because looking at the first one, I would have guessed it was just like people who placed in regionals, because they wasn't even like of a level that I'd seen like locally. So that was quite kind of weird. Yeah. And what was? Can you remember, like, after the first one? Because you wasn't in the first one. Was you in the one after? Like, was there 2 in '84? Maybe there might have even been 2 series in 1 year, and the next one was better. It was like Dave Curry, Billy Stupple. That was the one you was in, right?
Yeah.
And how did you? So you ended up in that by getting an invite through the Thames region.
Yeah. I'd have probably been fairly up high in the region, in the Thames region, in the UK BFA rankings.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think. Yeah. So first one and the second one. You know, I've only got a memory of one.
I'm sure that there was like a real one that was like very underwhelming to me when I was a youngster. I'm gonna have to dig it out and find out. Yeah.
No, I think it was 84 and 85.
There was, it went on for years. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the 85 is different to the one that I'm thinking of with Dave Curry and Billy Stupple, where he does the teaching, he does the Stupple. I think that's 84 still. But anyway, we're getting tangled up in a BMX Beat.
Go back. I had every single one of them, all unedited raw footage from the TV company.
Wow!
I had them all on VHS, and I lent them to Pepe.
Oh man!
And then he vanished from this earth before I could get him back.
Oh man! Well, that's crazy, right? Imagine that footage.
So they're still out there floating around somewhere in a carrier bag, about 20 VHS tapes.
Or are they?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's incredible. What a find! Yeah, imagine that, man. Unreal. And how was that experience, BMX Beat, when you did that?
That was great. Yeah,
that was good.
The fun outside the TV show itself was a pain in the ass, really, because as soon as the cameras weren't on you, then everybody else was having loads of fun in the car park, or all the good riders were buggering off, going riding street somewhere, while everybody else is being told what to do in front of the cameras. I think there's a photograph I sent you of. I think it was the Sands Hotel in Carlisle where we all stayed, and there's a photograph in the swimming pool. Great and good with Billy, Paul Hudson, Andy Ruffle, Neil Ruffle, Robert Ruffle, Kathy Bebbington, Andy Ruffle's girlfriend. I think Peter Hawkins, Craig Campbell was there. I mean, Peter was probably under the water down in the shallow end. We tore that hotel up. And who was it? I think it was Pepe and maybe Dave Young. A few of the Northern lads were trying to ride on the roof of the lift inside the hotel. So they found if you're on the second floor and you open the doors, you could actually jump into the shaft and get on the roof of the lift.
No way.
I think that was probably more of a nightmare than actually I can remember for the hotel owners and the adults that were trying to keep a lid on all of us in there.
Yeah, it sounds it, yeah.
There'll be 40, 50 lunatic teenage BMX riders all in the same hotel together for a few days.
Yeah, like 14 to 17-year-olds, yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably the age bracket.
Yeah, so I remember, that being a load of fun. Yeah, the dining rooms.
What did your dad do? Sorry, go on.
No, it's all right.
What did your dad was doing for that? Like, because he was a judge or something as well, right?
No, he was technical producer.
Okay.
As I don't think he judged. He just did all the background work, basically, all the admin, correspondence with the riders. So he was basically the producer of the show.
All right.
Brought it all together, and then there'd be people on the ground. A guy called Harry Hill, I think was Harry Hill. Harry somebody, who was the executive producer.
Okay.
So it was done in the car park of the TV studios, I think. So they brought in some bleachers and to make a little grandstand on one side, and then the cameras were on the other side. But my dad would have organised all the train tickets, all the hotel bookings, getting everybody there, expenses for people, whatever they needed. I think.
The organisation, because I remember there was an interview with him on the show, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Little quick interview, yeah. And was that after that? Was that like? Did you know if that was considered a successful show?
Yes, it was. In terms of ratings, it was the highest rating thing on Saturday morning TV. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, no, that did superb. Hence, they made another one.
Yeah.
yeah.
And what was it? The audience, was there a lot of people there live? It looked like there was quite a lot of kids there.
No, maybe two or 300, maybe.
Okay, so okay.
Just what you saw in the crowd. So they were just, they were pretty raucous as well.
Yeah.
Scallies from Carlisle tearing it up.
Can you remember if you had to pay to get in there, or you just turned up and sat down?
No, I think you just turned up and sat down. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think those that knew just turned up. So, yeah.
Okay.
20 kids from the estate would just turn up.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, yeah. I always wondered that. Was that in a car park?
Yeah.
What, hotel car park?
Either the hotel or the studio. I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, no special venue or anything. It's probably the studio car park because they would have to roll the cameras out and the cables and
of course,
all that sort of stuff. So they didn't have an outside broadcast unit or anything.
Okay.
Clever, and everything had a cable attached to it back then, didn't it? A really big, thick one.
Totally,
they had a man carrying the cable for the man carrying the camera, didn't they?
Yeah. So that was a successful thing that was marked down as like, because watching it from like a rider's perspective back then, it looked like the ramps and the space was like really short and no one could really get any run up, and it looked like the quarter was really badly made as well. Do you know whose quarter that was?
I think that was, no, I don't. I think it was already there. Somebody made it.
Okay.
It was already up there.
Yeah, I wonder if that was made specifically. It looked terrible, yeah. You could tell because people that could like go real high couldn't really ride it very well at all.
No, it was very narrow, and I think it was 8 or 9 foot tall, but only about 6 foot wide.
Thanks for listening. We've got a Patreon page, so if you could show us any support, we'd be most grateful. The link's below. A lot of work goes into these shows, so anything you could do would be much appreciated. Thank you.
You were saying you was riding South Bank as well, like, so you was getting the train from
Edenbridge,
from Woking or Edenbridge to South Bank.
Yeah, it's about.
Can you
45.
remember? You remember who else was riding there?
Rob Bell.
Okay.
Not many. There'd only ever been about 5 or 6 of us on a Wednesday night. Wednesday night seemed to be bike night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I don't. Who else? London crew. Paul Zach, Paul Gerlach.
Okay. Yeah. Adu.
Yes. Yeah.
Was he there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
this is probably 85, isn't it? How did you discover that
that
was
there?
I didn't start going there till 87, 88. And those guys were still going. Paul Zach and Paul Gerlach and Adu was there for years and years, but those guys were still going at that point. Do you remember how you discovered like that there was a thing at South Bank, bike night? Andy Brownlee used to go there as well.
Yeah. Might have been through one of that lot.
Okay.
Talking to London guys, really.
All right.
Because I think Rob Bell used to ride with Chris Young for a while.
That's right. Yeah. The Skyliners, weren't they?
Yeah, the Harrow Skyliners. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
So no, I don't remember exactly how we found out that it was a thing on Wednesday nights to go up there, but it was. Because. No, I remember. Yeah, we go to Wendy's in Waterloo afterwards.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But I can't.
Was it skateboarders there?
Yeah. There's quite a few people living under there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was loads.
Yeah. Quite a lot of homeless crew and sleeping bags down the bottom end.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So yeah. But I mean, we used to just love riding in London anyway. It didn't matter. It was just great expanses of smooth concrete and
adventurous. Yeah, for sure. And what about the you did that? You had you seem to be in Racer and Freestyle magazine a lot.
Only a couple of issues.
But in those issues, you was in it a lot. Who was that? The Jarvises?
No, that was.
Dave Spurden.
Dave Spurden's.
Okay.
I guess because he was fairly local. He was a Surrey, South London man.
All right.
And it was his son as well, wasn't it? Who used to write and do the advertising. Dave was an ex-Times journalist.
Oh, okay.
That was it. And he decided, and his son was into BMX, so he decided to jump on board and start a BMX magazine. So probably got on well with my dad. And that's probably where, I was in the right place at the right time because I did a bike test on a Red Line RL20.
Okay, yeah, I've got them issues. Yeah, I was flicking through them, and I was like, you and Trevor both had loads of, in a couple of issues. There's loads of pages of it. Yeah, I just wanted it.
There was a feature, wasn't it, on just me and Trevor?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Front cover. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's 3 or 4 magazines by then, all desperate for some copy. And it was probably only half an hour drive from Dave's house to come and take some photographs. And we got to fill 4 pages, mate. So,
do you know how successful was that mag? Because he's gone in pretty deep, hasn't he? Like he did it for a good few years.
Yeah. I don't know if he ever made any money, but it was never quite there, was it? It never really had that maybe a bit too much black and white, or it didn't have that quality the other ones had. I always found.
I always thought that was probably the next best one after Action Bike, or for a few issues, Freestyle was all right, the UK Freestyle. But for BMX, at least it still seemed it had an excitement about it. If I'm looking back now, it still seemed like someone wanted to do something good.
Yeah, it was new, wasn't it? And it had a lot of race news as well in the back.
Yeah.
So it was fairly current. I mean, I enjoyed it. That magazine. I'm just thinking about what was the other one? Biker Monthly. That was more of a
BMX Biker. That was. I mean, that was clueless. That had some good photos as well, but it didn't have any character, so to speak. It was pretty bland.
No, there was no journalism.
So you had a picture in that, and I'm sat in the background at King of the Skateparks. You know the picture of you doing the bar press.
Stacking.
I think you was tipping over the front here.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the bank with one of my friends in the background. Yeah, I'll send it to you later. Yeah, pretty. I was
trying to work out which one of you was it on the background. Because there's that lovely one of Dave Curry doing a 1-hand 1-foot kick turn on the bank there as well, isn't there?
Okay, no, it's definitely the picture of you. Yeah, I'm convinced there. But I'll get it. I'll dig it out later on and mail it over to you.
It's on your bedroom wall, isn't it?
What was that thing you used to have written on your pants? Cygnus or something, was it?
Yeah, that was bullshit, wasn't it?
I have no idea. What was it? I don't know.
That was me. I've always been into metal and rock music.
Okay.
And Rush Hemispheres, so Canadian band Rush. Album called Hemispheres. There's a track on there called Cygnus, and Cygnus was the god of balance.
Oh, amazing! That's brilliant. That was well worth me asking that. I always wondered what it meant. That's way better than what I imagined it would be. Thanks.
I certainly wasn't.
Oh, brilliant.
It read well upside down as I was landing on my head.
Oh, I've wondered that for a long time. 1 second. And so you didn't know much about BMX Biker magazine, no?
No, I didn't know anybody to do it. I'm not sure if anybody, whether that was, I don't know, they just send a photographer to an event and they just publish a bunch because everybody was buying BMX mags. So, if publishers have got printer presses rolling, whatever the next print is, because there was BMX Poster magazine as well, wasn't there? I think I've got issue 1 of that.
Of BMX Biker?
No, a poster magazine. Do you remember there was a trend?
I don't even remember that. No. I think BMX Biker might have brought one of them out as well.
Right, yeah. So you just buy it and it would be A4 that would unfold to A1 or A2, and you get a poster out of it, wouldn't it?
Okay, I think I remember movies having that. Yeah, like Star Wars or something.
Yes, yeah. Poster magazines were pretty trendy for a while in the 80s. We had nothing digital.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse or what's better really at the minute.
What I miss is seeing it in print, seeing photographs.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, no way. But that's kind of made a little resurgence as well within the BMX scene, as like people are looking at being instant in it on a phone is like,
yeah. But I mean, just
that big.
I can remember just sometimes in some of the adverts or some of the photos, you could just sit and stare at the same photo for ages.
Yeah.
You every single little detail from his brake block.
That's it.
Where your finger is on your handlebars. And so many people be pulling odd faces, when they're maximum tweaked.
Yeah. It's almost like you was on the deck of the ramp, like some of them photos.
Yeah. So
it's like you're almost there.
Watching videos is brilliant, but you just don't get that peak. Yeah, flashes off, and front cover of Ride magazine. Boom.
That hundredth of a second piece of atmosphere that you can only get with like a good photo. But yeah, I mean, agreement with you there for sure. And so the nationals are running now, right? You use what, Rickman quarter pipes or Vincent quarter pipes? Can you remember this?
Once the nationals kicked off and got up and running, what are we into about now?
So you'd be in like 85, I would guess, right? When the nationals started.
Yeah. That was when Bernie started making transportable ramps, didn't he?
Okay.
So Vincent ramps. And so we'd have one, and probably Bernie'd come to most of the comps. So it's usually we'd have one hooked up to the back of a minibus with a trip ramp on it, and then Bernie'd come with the Vincent team or with the same ramp hooked on the back. So that made it a lot easier, just turning up and wheeling them through. They're all built to fit through a leisure centre double fire exit door and that sort of stuff.
Logistics and
and go up easy. I mean, we still had problems, leisure centres complaining about their floors and things like that. That was always an issue.
I've got a newsletter with that in, about people scratching the floors, But
pedals grind, slide.
Sliding on the floor. What? Your dad was at all of the regionals and the nationals. He went to all of them, did he?
Yeah. He'd been the first one in, last one out every day. We'd be up at silly o'clock in the morning at most weekends.
Okay.
And he went to pretty much organised without. I'm not saying did them on his own, but with the crew of other mothers and fathers and helpers and willing volunteers, get these competitions put on.
Okay. And how did he find? Did you think he enjoyed that, or was that? I suppose different times he enjoyed it and others he did, but overall, like, did you say he liked doing that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think overall they. I mean, my mum and dad did it together. And they must, I think they enjoyed it, or maybe they just got themselves in so deep they couldn't get out at the time. But I think there was a couple towards the end where I didn't really want to compete much anymore, and they would still be running without me.
Okay.
So, they must have enjoyed them enough for that.
Yeah.
I mean, so. Yeah, I mean, it went on right on to, I think, about 87, didn't it?
It went into the 90s, really, if you trace it far forward. But yeah, it didn't last much through the 90s, probably 91 possibly, when other people
I'm just thinking my dad's
But your dad might have been up to 87 possibly.
I think the last ones was the Tizer and the Cherry Coke Worlds.
Okay. So that was 87, yeah.
That would have been the last few he did, I think. Because that was quite astonishing that there was the Schweppes, the drinks companies, how much money they were and how happy they were to cough up money for these things. So,
yeah, okay, that's right.
So it was the Schweppes BMX Grand Prix, but I don't even know where they got involved with the sponsorship at some stage or other.
They did race stuff at one point. Schweppes.
Yeah. But I remember it's me, Trevor. I remember it might have been Dave Curry and Glyn. Did a demo on the stage of the Mermaid Theatre in Puddle Dock.
Okay.
It was a press presentation launch for Schweppes sponsoring BMX. So it must have been, maybe the BMX racing side of things as well.
All right.
Because that was quite a big deal, actually, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
National Press Day for Schweppes' big announcement.
And was that where was that featured in anything?
I would have thought it'd been in the national press. There might have been something in a magazine, but
okay.
Yes, but I'm not sure what Schweppes were a parent company or who owned who back then. Because Schweppes is now owned by Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. That's what I was going to say. Coca-Cola owns Schweppes, or Schweppes owns Coca. Yeah, which way round it is.
Yeah. So I think we might have been around that time. So it was a Schweppes BMX Grand Prix, but then the next thing was either the Cherry Coke comp at
sponsorship,
Carlisle, and they coughed up quite a lot of money and 2 truckloads of Cherry Coke, which half the kids at Carlisle just walked out with rates of it in their arms and started throwing it around the neighbourhood.
Right. And so, like, let me just go back a second because we missed something I wanted to cover. When they was setting up the BFA, like, how did they decide, like, the criteria of what the riders were going to do? Did they consult with you guys for that, or?
Yes. Again, I don't think there was a they. I think it was just my dad.
Okay.
And he probably consulted with the sports associations and said, "How are we going to do this?" Because it's called freestyle. But we haven't got any judges that have got any training and know what they're looking at. So how can they judge what they're looking at? So I think, and so the idea was to copy the British Gymnastics Association because that was as close as anybody could think to what might be freestyle.
Yeah. Okay.
But they had compulsory tricks as well in British gymnastics. So I think that was the reason compulsories were introduced, is because nobody had a fucking clue what they were looking at.
Yeah.
So at least if a judge is sat at the table and said, we've got to see a bunny hop, he can be briefed on what a bunny hop is.
Yeah.
So that was why it was laid out like that until somebody came along and had a better idea. Nobody liked the compulsories, and the judging obviously was very difficult because you had to get rid of anybody's parents can't be a part of the judging. So where are we finding the layman off the street who wants to come and sit for 2 hours of BMX and judge it?
And it's hard. It's hard even if you knew what you were doing. It's still hard to judge. So picking someone else is like. Yeah, he's a real needle in a haystack. So how did they get judges?
I think just ask anybody.
Okay. So forget about that. We're just getting anyone in there.
It might have been Sheila from the canteen in the leisure centre.
All right.
I mean, I did a bit of judging. So sometimes riders would judge other
groups. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
So it was pretty much a case of anybody sat around twiddling their thumbs, might get a
Oh, no
clipboard
way.
in their hand, and you can judge the next round.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think some of the guys. Apart from Willie Smith, there was another guy's dad who did a lot of work, and it's a shame that I've forgotten it. But might have been Stephen McIntosh's dad.
Okay, yeah, he was involved. Yeah, he was deeply involved. Yeah.
Yeah, so they would have been judging, but not their own age group and not their own kids. I think
Keith was I think his name maybe.
Yeah,
Keith
that's
McIntosh.
it. Yeah, Keith. Yeah,
he got brought up in an interview I did a couple of months back. Dave Frame. Okay, so yeah, I needed to clarify what that was. How did the compulsories end up getting ousted? Just too many complaints, or?
Yeah, everybody moaned about it all the time.
Oh, everybody
really.
moaned, yeah.
Okay. I think probably, if I remember rightly, there were probably a few runs that went out there where people just screwed them up on purpose. Just as a protest. Yeah, just to ridicule it, really. I think it was inevitable at the end of the day that the kids wanted to take it away from the adults because they were spoiling it.
Compulsories it's an odd thing, and people like I didn't really realise at the time. But like people were saying, like, what's the point in the compulsories? Like looking back now, they say, what's the point of the compulsories? Because you've already moved past that if you're doing freestyle. And I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of true, yeah. And it makes the day longer as well. It's weird how they chuck them in because it just meant that they was there longer,
It was always a bit of a drag, wasn't it? The day.
Yeah, it was a long day anyway. So yeah,
I think everybody had a bit too long on their runs as well. We have 2 minutes.
Yeah. Like ages. Yeah, that's right.
Most people were knackered after 45 seconds. It wasn't the level of fitness that there seems to be nowadays. Or we were.
Yeah, definitely moving at a slower pace back then, though, weren't they? For the most part, the people riding. So, what was the? You mentioned in one of the emails the Docklands Capital Radio Day, which nobody seems to know anything about.
Yeah, I'm sure it triggered me the other day actually because I'm moving houses and our new next door neighbour used to be a cameraman for Thames TV.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't got a chance to talk to him yet about whether he did any of the outside broadcast stuff or if he was in a studio. But I think that Docklands Day, I got vivid memories of riding through the East End to get to it.
Yeah.
I can picture the car park now. We had 5 quarter pipes or something all lined up.
That's right. Yeah. They had the photo, the spread in the mag.
Yeah, 5 airs at the same time.
Yeah.
Capital Radio sponsored event, Thames TV. I don't remember much else about the day. I mean, was it just a BMX event in Docklands, or there was other stuff going on?
It was in the post, in the mag or the poster. It said it was a promo for the Kellogg's, but I don't know whether that was just through the magazine or what. So it's Action Bike, something to do with it as well. But yeah, I think
it might have been that. I didn't get a look in on that kind of thing. I couldn't air like the other guys did. So I think I just went along for the ride. But
okay. Yeah, nobody remembers it. Even people that were there, I've asked about it, and they're like, "Oh, I don't remember."
Yeah.
Eric, actually, he remembered some stuff about it, but he's the only person so far. He broke his foot or something, so that's how he remembers it.
But Craig not remember anything from it.
I don't think I asked Craig. He probably would remember, but I don't think I asked him about it. I think that was one of the questions I missed. Yeah. So you would have known it because nobody knows how they found out about it, but obviously you would know because your dad was in there, so he's deeply involved.
Yeah,
so you'd know.
I was lucky to be. He was a centre of communication for so much of it. So.
Yeah. And then, so when does like the descent start for people like sort of rebelling against the BFA? Because some people have said it's 85, the first Mons Jam, and most say 85, and it came to a head in 86. Can you remember like what was going on at that point? Like, did you hear anything about all this stuff, or did you not know much about it?
Yeah. So I remember. I don't know where I got the news from, whether it had been an action bike or because.
So let me give you the story that people have told me. So
yeah,
I think the first one, one of the jams. I don't know if it was the first or the second. They said that they sent info to the BFA and said we're going to do a jam on this day. Like, is it cool? And the BFA didn't have a jam set up. This is the story. The BFA didn't have a contest set up for that date. But then when they found out that there's a jam at Mons, they purposely set up a contest the same date, which looking back seems like it would be very difficult.
Yeah.
If you think about that, that sounds like that would be really hard to like quick. Let's set up a contest for that same day. So that doesn't sound accurate to me whatsoever.
No, I wouldn't have done that. I mean, I never went to Mons.
Okay.
So I mean, I might have been filth by association, really, because I think as it got to a point, there became a point where what I would consider at the time as the cool guys, broken away from the UK BFA, and so maybe because of who I was, I definitely didn't get invited to Chingford or Mons or never even knew about it until I'd seen it in the magazines.
Okay.
I'll be slightly envious because that scene pushed everything along. We had Action Bike, Tim Leighton voice. Who was the guy? David Mud Machine. What was his name? David.
I can't remember. I know Mule Man. They used to call him, didn't they?
He had a shop in Carnaby Street for a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. M-Zone Mud Machine.
Moved it to Croydon. So yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about him personally, but he seemed to have an odd interest in young boys and BMX. like a few other team managers. I think there was probably rumours about my dad as well.
I've not heard them ones, or the other guy, but only one I've heard. About the other dude.
I just remember
anyway
that scene with in my head when I look back, it was the anarchic adjustment, big loud colourful clothes, Vision streetwear, people getting gnarly, and it just separated itself away from the uniforms and the cheese of the structure, bike. So it was an inevitable change, I think. But that was the sort of time that maybe I drifted away or started to drift away.
I think the Chingford one,
because I was no good at airs anyway, so it was no good. I wouldn't be any good on half pipe. So.
On the Chingford Jam was promoted in Action Bike, so the dates were pushed out, so I definitely know that much. But I think you're talking about the 86 one, but there was also at Mons there was some conflict with Peter Hawkins when he drove the guys away. You heard of that story, right?
No.
So there was a story where there was a guy, a local at Mons, who used to do a zine, and they used to rip on Hawkins. And one of the new zines had come out the weekend of one of Mons' jams, and Hawkins got ripped in it. and he got angry. This is the story I've heard. So he packed up all the riders that he had taken to compete at Mons, and he drove them home. And there's some weird stories there, about like threatening people, like, I gave you them shoes, and if you don't come, I'm going to take them shoes with me, and weird things like that. And that also, because he was connected to the BFA as one of the figureheads back then, I think that was one of the the sparks. Yeah,
Peter was never really involved. Peter was always. I'll say this with little knowledge, based on my gut instinct, that Peter was always just out for Peter. He wasn't. Okay. He didn't do much for the BFA unless there was an interest for his boys and his team.
Okay.
He was a sports agent.
Yeah, that's really, right. Yeah.
Because I saw him many years later, and he was looking after some racing drivers. Because I used to be in motorsport after I finished BMX, and he was looking after some go-kart riders and some racing drivers. I saw him at Silverstone once, I think.
Oh, yeah. So, from someone like me, I always thought he was part of the BFA, because he was always there. He was always at the events. I didn't know how much
he would come to meetings, but it was always a commercial interest, and there was always something a little bit fishy about him.
So did he, like, what did he make of that, like, rebellion? Did he just not care, or did he just, like, kind of upsetting, or you just get on with it? Because it didn't take everyone, did it? It like, people still, like, some of the cool guys still went to the BFA.
You got my dad was a child psychologist. He knew it was coming. He didn't get upset about it. It was no ego about it. The UK BFA served the purpose. And there have been still, plenty of people interested in formal competition. I mean, look at it now. My dad dreamt that one day it might be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
BMX freestyle. And now it's in the Olympics. But aren't we back into uniforms? And the riding looks fairly uniform as well. It's not.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're a BMX freak like us, then it's not the greatest entertainment, is it?
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm quite.
Don't get me wrong; it's stunning, and Logan.
Yeah, it's unreal, like
mind blowing. But
but doesn't look great, does it? Like, not to me anyway.
No. I mean, it's great.
Like you say, it's tricks by numbers. Like, so it's compulsory. It's all over again, isn't it?
Almost, yeah. Because if you ain't doing a backflip, triple whip, you're not there. Yeah. So it's almost come full circle in an incredible way. But we're actually back into formal competitions again now, and the Olympics, which I can never have believed BMX would ever be. We'd be sitting here now talking like this, and it would have ever got to where it is.
Yeah, pretty weird. I'm like, that's good to hear that you can see through the Olympics as well. Some people was like, no, it's all right, man, like, blah blah. But that's good. That's nice, man.
I think with any sport, there's always going to be the commercial aspect. It has to sell its soul. It has to sell its soul to the TV companies, and
I always consider it. I think of it like music. Like, you can get good music, and you just like get like mainstream pop music, and it's just, they might be playing the same things, but it's not the same, is it?
No.
That's how I always kind of balance it out.
Yeah.
And what about Whole Shot 85? Wilkerson and Rich Segura.
What I can remember about that more than anything is being blown away by the riding. Really.
Okay. Did you enter that contest?
No, I don't think so. I might have been. I got to a point where I never considered myself that good, and everybody was miles apart. I get to a point where I was sort of
over it. Yeah.
Am I ever going to be really good at this? Because I didn't have the balls to pedal flat out a quarter pipe like Carlo and Jamie and Wilkinson and all that lot.
Yeah.
So I still love the sport. I still love riding. Still love doing it. So I got more into just behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Okay.
So I would maybe do a bit of the road crewing, or do a bit of ramp shifting, ramp building, painting, or judging. I wanted to be there, but I didn't really want to compete anymore.
All right. Did you go on any of them like tours they did? Like, so would you have been at all the nationals and regionals? Or just some of them?
That national tour we did was so that was the whole idea. My dad's mad idea was to take all the riders, all the bikes, during the summer holidays. So all the universities would have been shut.
Yeah.
So I think we did 5 major nationals, and every time the riders, 50 odd riders, came with the roadshow.
Okay.
So we'd have one coach and we'd throw all the bikes in. So I just did a road crew on this. All the bikes in one coach, and everybody else in another coach. And then there was me, one of Bernie Vincent's mates, a Kiwi dude, who was just crazy lunatic, and one of my mates and one other, and we'd all be driving the vans with all the ramps. So
right.
we were the road crew, because we'd be doing the late nights and the hotels and the drinking and the hard work and all that sort of stuff. So we had loads of fun, and every comp was staying in the halls of residences at different universities. So this is my dad's education connection.
Yeah.
So Coventry comp, we all stayed at Warwick University. Lancaster comp, there was Lancaster University. So yeah, that was a lot of good fun, a lot of organisation.
Was that the Tizer tour?
I guess so. Yeah.
The Worlds in '87.
Yeah, that'd been the Tizer. Yeah. Finishing at Carlisle, I guess.
That's right. Yeah. Which was a BMX Beat, right?
Yes. I think you're right.
With Matt Hoffman. You said came over with his parents.
Wasn't that wasn't the Tizer one with Matt Hoffman then?
He was. Matt was at the Tizer tour. Yeah, '87.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'd been it. Yeah, I was at that one. It was BMX Beat. It was International BMX Beat, wasn't it? That was it. It was called International BMX Beat.
One of them was in. I can't. Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
there might have been 2. There was Hugo was in International BMX Beat as well. Hugo Gonzalez and Rich Segura. That was later. That was the year after. I think '88 maybe. Yeah.
I went. Yeah. Blimey. I remember Rich Segura. I went to Paris-Bercy.
Okay.
Demo thing that they did there. Andy Ruffle was doing it, or he was promoting it. So it was Ron Wilkinson and Rich Segura when they were on Harrow.
All right.
They were doing the demo at the Bercy, and Mason Smith and I decided to jump on a train, I think, and we went to see it.
All right.
And we rocked up there, watched it from up in the bleachers somewhere from miles away, but then we managed to sneak down at the end of it, hooked up with Andy, Rich Segura and Ron Wilkinson, and then blagged our way into Andy's Opel Manta for a free ride home. I think we told him we missed our train. So we had Rich Segura, Ron Wilkinson, me, Mason Smith and Andy Ruffles, and 3 BMX bikes and all the luggage squashed into an Opel Manta.
And they was going to whole shot for that demo.
And they were coming back from Paris back to the UK
to do that demo.
We squashed our way. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
So we squashed in the car with them, and I distinctly remember being on the ferry, coming back from Calais with Ron Wilkinson, and it was when we told him that you needed a license to watch TV in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
And they both just fell off their chairs, pissing themselves laughing. They go, "Yeah, dude, you know what you in jail for, man? I've been watching TV without a license." They couldn't believe how ridiculous it was to have
It
to
still
pay
is.
to watch television.
It's still ridiculous.
Yeah, I hope you don't pay it.
I haven't got one, so it don't matter. Yeah,
Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else was there around that time?
And yeah, was your dad anything to do with the whole shot? That whole shot?
The second whole shot.
Yeah.
Or yeah. I think the whole
Wilkerson
shot.
one. 85. Yeah.
I really couldn't honestly be sure.
Okay.
With you. I think so.
I would have assumed so as well.
Because I think any competition that wanted doing, he was the man to ask him to get the organisation. All the boring admin stuff that nobody wanted to do, he was the man for the job.
It definitely seemed that way. Like draft him in and get him to work behind the scenes and do his thing because he knows how to do it. But
yeah, he was a meticulous administrator, and everything he printed, published. Doing his writing, if you read his English, his grammar was all proper. So everybody wanted the job done, and the box ticks, and the right management spoken to, then he was the one to do it.
He's your guy, yeah. And when did he sort of become disinterested in it, or just let it go? Like, what? Can you remember that era?
Right. Well, I would have, when I left school. Oh yeah, I can't remember how much of this was. So when I was 16, they said my mum had plans for college and university for me, and my dad was actually much more liberal than my mum. And they said, what are you going to do with your life? And I said, I want to get a job. I want to be a professional BMX rider. And they said, yeah, okay. Not much chance of that. So I left school at 16 and went straight on the dole. And my dad said, I'll give you a year. And if you can make some money or get a job out of this, then great. He said, but after a year, if you haven't achieved anything in the BMX world, then we'll have to look at what else you can do.
Okay.
So I left school and just went full-time bike riding. And I think I got quite a few sponsored by them, but nobody giving me any money. And I got to, and then the Peugeot Levi's thing came along, which was quite a big deal, but it didn't really touch into the BMX fraternity at all. So there was this, there was a sports agent who looked after all the sporting personalities that would go into holiday camps and onto cruise ships, and all the entertainment for those sort of places. It looked like Bernard Manning was from up north.
Okay.
So the holiday camps all over the country wanted BMX.
All right, I've seen some of it featured in some mags. Yeah.
Yeah. So they went to a bike company, and it turns out they went to Peugeot, and Peugeot didn't have any involvement in BMX whatsoever. So they knocked out some bikes pretty damn quickly, and they were Harrow Master copies, but they were made of shit. So twin top tube freestyle bikes. And then I don't know if they came to my dad, or because there was 5 Peugeot teams doing all the holiday camps around the country, and each team had 2 riders. Pat Robinson was one rider. I've got we all had promotional postcards made for us, and I've got
All right.
a collection of all the riders. James Brooks, that would have been a southern rider who ended up actually pretty good. He used to ride PlayStation for a bit.
Okay, yeah. 90s, yeah. Jason Boyd, he was one, wasn't he?
Yeah. That'd be one. There'd be some other names that I can't remember now. But that was the best thing in the world. It was his Peugeot sponsorship. So his bikes, all your clothing, everything you need. Much promotional material, a couple of spare frames, but there wasn't any shortcoming with the equipment.
Yeah.
And then Levi's co-sponsor. So there's some clothes, there's some trainers, shirts, and everything like that. And then so Trevor and I were one team, and we toured the south coast of England. So on a Monday morning, so they gave us a credit card. They were 17 years old, just passed my driving test. They gave us a brand new van, a fuel card, a credit card, and an itinerary. And so you've got to go to 13 holiday camps every week, do BMX shows, and just do that all summer, every week.
No way.
So that's what we did. We start in Brighton on a Monday morning, and we finish in down near Cornwall on a Friday night. And then we drive home, get our washing done at home on the weekend, eat some food, and then start again on Monday morning.
That sounds cool. Did they have ramps there, or was you just doing flatland?
No, they gave us a Talbot Express van with a quarter pipe and a trick ramp that unbolted and came apart and go in the back. So every show we had to get it all out, bolt it up, put it together. We had our own little PA system, and we were doing 13 demos a week, and we got paid quite a lot of money for it, and we didn't have to spend our money because it was all expenses paid. We were staying at holiday camps. We had all the chicks we could.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, man.
It was like, we've made it now. We're rock stars. So we did that for 2 years during the summer months, and that was towards the end of my BMX kind of interest, because I could see then that the comps were falling apart a little bit. The UK BFA. So my dad wasn't in BFA. I think this is when maybe Peter Noble took over the UK BFA for a while.
Yeah.
And started running it. And then he had Team Extreme as well. And that just seemed like another world to what we were doing. And then, so I'd be watching that. I'd watch some of the video. Where was there a big comp? London Market. There's a comp jam.
Spitalfields.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, I don't know if that was the UK BFA, was it? But there's certainly nothing to do with my dad or any of the old school.
Okay, yeah, it was in 92, I think. So yeah, it was a little bit after.
Yeah, that was about the last event I ever went to, I think.
Okay, no way. I was there, yeah. Was that the one with the American guys or the one before?
Yeah, Matt Hoffman backflip, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It was the big one, yeah, because there was a little one.
He mashed himself up there, I think.
Everyone killed themselves that day, yeah. Oh, crazy, I didn't know. Yeah, didn't know he was at that. And so your dad had drifted out quite before this?
Yeah, I can't really actually put a time or date on when he decided.
Yeah, it just slowly fizzled out. And was he just doing BFA full time?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, pretty much voluntarily for however long, 5 years. Yeah. My mum used to do a nut because he wouldn't even claim for his expenses, and she'd go mad because it was costing us so much money and time in this stupid bloody sport.
Well, he didn't have. What other forms of income did he have? Other than doing that. Oh, that was pension,
it, yeah. Because he's written a few books, so he's a little bit of dribble income from writing books.
Okay.
he'd write articles and pieces for publications. So
of course, because you used to be a journalist. Who was it who was trying to? Was it you who was trying to write the? There's like some first draftings of a book in one of them boxes. It's you, right?
I was going to try and do that for Ride.
Okay.
Mark Noble.
Oh, no way.
That was probably about 15 years ago when Ride was still going.
Okay. I enjoyed reading that. I thought that was cool. Yeah, I read through that. I was like, oh, this sounds all right.
We should
really relate to it.
Yeah, I mean, it should have got more down at the time because now memories are so jaded. It's hard to put this lot together.
I think you can like manipulate your memory to remember those. Do you ever get that where you like someone mentions something, you're like, oh, don't remember, and then like, no, and this happened, that happened, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that, and then I find I do that often. Yeah,
helps with somebody else to trigger a few.
Yeah, that's it. It's all in there. You just got to tap into it. Yeah.
Yeah, you were there. You were still behind me. You remember I elbowed you in the face. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. Most of the 1990s are a complete blur to me, anyway.
Okay, but you carried on riding, but not so into it, right?
Yeah,
it seems like you've kind of frittered around the whole time.
Yeah, I've biked over there now. I've never stopped riding, but I just fell out with it. I think going with what Jamie said on your last podcast is you find cars and girls.
Yeah.
And then BMX seems a bit silly, really.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm a motorhead. I love anything on wheels. I'm a petrol head. So I got into motorbikes, motocross bikes, cars, girls.
Yeah.
And BMX started to look a bit silly.
Whereas it was really, at your age, when you stopped, it was pretty embarrassing to be on a BMX, to be fair, wasn't it? Like by the general public, not by other riders, of course, but by like just Joe public. It was like, man, you just get used to
what are you doing on that stupid little kid's bike?
Yeah, what are you? Yeah. And that, I mean, we didn't really have much argument at that point either, because they did look like stupid little kids' bikes. Like we didn't. It was hard to have a comeback, you know. Like, but yeah. It was interesting times. What about? Go on, sorry.
Well, and a few brave souls ventured to America, didn't they? And those of us still here could get glimpses of them in videos and magazines, like Craig in Agro Man and bits.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Those videos.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, watching those videos, it was
they were great though.
You guys make it. Yeah,
those big
stuff and
unreal. Like just so much. They were so tangible. Like there's so much atmosphere and like power to them. I loved them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about? I need to ask you about the letters to Action Bike. Can you remember any of that stuff?
No.
There was a back and forth between Action Bike and your dad.
Was there?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Were they in the magazine?
One of them. I'm gonna have to have a look. I'm sure that one of them was in there. Yeah. Yeah. There was a bit of back and forward in a couple of the issues. Yeah. I'll send them to you because I've got them scanned from other interviews that I've done.
Oh, okay.
It was about some swearing on a fence. Can you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Dave Curry was doing like a foot plant on a fence, and it had like some swearing written down the fence in like a marker, and it kind of all. And this was around the Mons thing as well, and it all blew up. Like, yeah. I'll send you the scans later on.
Offensive language in a photograph.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. That is what the debate was about, really. Well, one of the things they were talking about, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it was riders riding without helmets was one of the other things as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That would have been a big issue.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think because freestyle, the British Freestyle magazine that was. It was BMX bi-weekly, wasn't
Yeah, that's
it?
right. Yeah, that's right.
The Higginson's magazine. I think for a while the UK, my dad published that. The UK BFA looked after that magazine, because I've got this sort of background feeling that out of that magazine Ride was born, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. It was freestyle, and then Mark, I don't know, he ended up with it because he was the main contributor.
Yeah.
And then the Higginsons didn't want it, and then I think they acquired it somehow, and then it went to Invert, and then it went to Ride.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I actually found something the other day, and it was talking about a pullout from the BFA. And I messaged Mark and I said, "Oh, what did this ever happen?" And he said, "Oh, I think that was before I did it, and I can't remember seeing it." So there was definitely a suggestion of something going in there from the BFA, like 6 pages or whatever that you pulled out. That was, from what I interpreted, it was going to be like photos and features, not just like contest results. It was something more, yeah. But I don't remember either. Yeah.
No, I wondered if, I wonder if that was when Peter was running the BFA, and
I think you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a great idea to get in there and work it up really, and try and commercialise it. And I think Peter and the Nobles did a good job.
Yeah, for sure. I think
they carried BMX through the 90s, didn't they? Really?
Yeah. Definitely some of the people that did. Yeah, but do you remember like the decline of BMX? Like, was that ever a thing that you guys could see? Like, because it really died a death, didn't it?
Yeah, I probably wasn't into it then. I mean,
it's like 86. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it started to die off when, as far as I could tell, because the comps stopped and the sponsorship stopped. So it was a lack of commercial interest. You know, we're on to the next thing now. We don't want to give you any more money. BMX isn't cool anymore. And it was probably true for many through and through.
Yeah.
And if it's not in front of everybody's faces all the time, it will die, I suppose, won't it? I mean, when you had BMX Beat, televised competitions, Kellogg's, it was raging, wasn't it? It was raging. There's so much commercial interest for big companies.
Yeah, some people say that it was done in by 85. Like, some knowledgeable people say it was already done. Like, that was only what was left. You got really no new people came in after 85 for years. Yeah, which I couldn't tell at the time. It was booming, like Fiola tours and all sorts of stuff. But like they're saying that it completely plateaued that year, and then 86 it dropped, then 87, and it just got worse and worse. But I just wondered if you saw it, if your dad would have seen that, obviously before most of us saw it. But,
no, I don't necessarily think so. I mean, so when was the last chunk of money that came? That would have been the Cherry Coke or the Tizer, wouldn't it? So that is about 86.
Yeah, Tizer,
Yeah, so maybe he did know. Maybe, I mean, I didn't have the conversation with him. I was off doing my own thing. I probably, I was more into cars and girls then.
Yeah, not interested,
So I probably would have missed the demise, seen it out of the corner of my eye that BMX wasn't what it used to be.
Yeah, outside looking in.
Yeah.
And I've got a question that you may not be able to answer, but you sound like you'll be as close as a person who can answer it. Do you know a story of Ron Wilton turning up for BMX Beat International, doing some acid and not being able to compete?
No.
Oh,
Ron Wilton, not Wilkerson.
Ron Wilton, yeah. So he was here,
Really?
He was here, but he didn't compete. And the story goes that he did some acid. Yeah.
Oh, it's a great story.
I can't get any further in than that.
He seems far too clean cut to have done acid, unless he did it by accident. I can imagine Wilkerson doing acid.
Yeah, he's still doing it probably. Apparently not. Apparently, yeah. That is. Yeah. So now I asked someone today, like, oh, you heard this story? They were like, no, I haven't. But he's into guns and weed at the minute, so I could see that would have been one of the things. So. Yeah, I thought you might have the brass tacks on that one.
No.
What about? So, what is Trevor Cowell still about?
Yes, it does. He is. I don't have much contact with any contact with him anymore. We had a bit of a falling out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry to hear it. And
no, it's all right.
That V for Vendetta mask. You like that film, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah, that was for COVID when you have to wear a mask.
Oh, okay. Oh, brilliant! Yeah.
I do not comply.
No, yeah.
I like your crass.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I'm the same. I didn't comply either. Yeah, that's good to hear. No. Part of the resistance. Nice.
Yeah,
but I think. Go on. Sorry.
Well, maybe looking back, again, a bit nostalgic. From watching some of your videos and listening to some of the other guys, that era in the 80s has created a fraternity of creatives and certainly go for it people.
Yeah,
a lot of them lost. A lot of us lost it on drugs in the 90s, but came out the other side to produce some good stuff now.
Yeah,
human beings.
Went through well, that was the culture at the time that was quite prominent, wasn't it? Like the drug culture through that, and I guess it's an age thing as well. I often equate a lot of things to like what age you are in life as to what you go through, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, yeah. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm good with that. If you are.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
And I'd like to say thank you very much for the box of stuff and coming on. Because I know that you didn't really want to come on. And I was like, no, come on. But
thank you for having me. I feel
it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I'll send you some scans in a minute.
Thanks for listening. We've got a Patreon page, so if you could show us any support, we'd be most grateful. The link's below. A lot of work goes into these shows, so anything you could do would be much appreciated. Thank you.